Well, everyone, hello and welcome to another episode of Going Great Guns with me at Gooner Armchair and
It's Gooner Gospel, and I'm in the building. Let's go.
we've got a lot to talk about, but what we've got to talk about, we're going to talk about a lot, I imagine, right, mate?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. There's only one story in town, and that is the absolute horror that happened on Thursday night, isn't it?
Yes, terrible.
So, let's just go. I mean, there's no point going over a match as such. I think it's more important just to talk about where we are now, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. No, definitely. And
so, where does that leave you Thursday night? Where does that leave you as an Arsenal fan? Where do you stand now as an Arsenal supporter?
Mate, I stand over here. No, seriously, do you know what? It's depressing, mate. It's sad. It's awful. It's terrible. It's not good. It's definitely not good. The performance was awful. All season we've been awful. And do you know,
especially at home.
Yeah, especially at home. And I'm just gonna say it now. It makes it hard for people that are sort of trying to sort of say, look, Arteta needs time, to give him time. Do you know what I mean? And sort of keep backing him. This is happening because the performances ain't good on the pitch. And that's where Arteta needs to show why he's in charge. And it's not good because I know it's bigger than him. I know we've got Kroenke, and do you know what I mean? That's not a good look either. You know, and I don't think, and it's not me saying that if Arteta's sacked, everything's going to be fine. No, it's not. Because
it's not, is it?
Going to go through the same thing. The manager after him is going to go through the same thing. So on. So, yeah.
It's just, I feel absolutely everything you're saying as well, because it's a really weird thing, isn't it? Because you can't stop following the club, because you don't just follow them for football reasons, you follow them from other reasons as well. But like for me, Thursday night, I said it on my own little trailer podcast last night. I wasn't even emotionally connected to that game. You know, I wasn't biting fingernails. I wasn't walking and pacing the room. It left me dead. Yes, I wanted this to go through. Don't get me wrong, and I was gutted that we didn't go through. But there was nothing in the game for me. I didn't feel like I was in the game for some reason. I think that's the disconnect. You look at the team. I said it on Twitter just after it, and they've had, for some reason, they're getting individuality coached out of them. They're not allowed to express themselves anymore. There has to be a level between being disciplined and being able to express yourself. Yeah, and we're losing players like Aubameyang. He's going missing because he's not allowed to express himself.
Yeah.
So that is a coaching problem with Arteta, and you know that's because he's never done this before and he's learning his job. And Arsenal's too big a club to learn that sort of stuff on the job, but that comes from the top. That comes from the top, man. Like I say, Kroenke, Edu, and that, they shouldn't have appointed him, but it was a cheap option, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is it. You know, they thought, look, a lot of these managers out here are costing the earth. If we go and get Arteta in, do you know what I mean? He's played for Arsenal. The fans know who he is. You know what I mean? And he was Pep's number 2. So let's bring him in to appease the fans. But this is why I say what I say, because I don't want it to be a thing where we're going to go sack Arteta and bring in another cheap option elsewhere.
Let's start all over again.
It carries on. The madness carries on, and I'm scared of. Do you know what I mean? Because it's too. I don't want. You know already. You're not that way. I'm not that way. As in, we're not reactionary fans. It's into now to say, look, do you know what? Maybe the job's too big for Arteta, and maybe we've got to look at getting someone else, bring someone else in. But that does not change the fact that this team is not good enough. You know, we've had poor investments over the years, which has left us this massive crisis of players on too many high wages. Do you know what I mean? Like they're getting paid Champions League money, and we're playing Europa League. I don't get it. Do you know what I mean? We're playing Europa League with people and so on that are earning. The players are earning a lot less than the Arsenal players. You know, this is just bad management.
Yeah, because if you're at work and your work takes a hit and you suffer and your company has to drop down and like your business or whatever it is, it has to fit itself accordingly. Whereas we haven't. So those players, like you say, massive contracts, but they're playing in the Europa League. You're like, I don't mind. I'll play in the Europa League for the same money I was getting in the Champions League. If they had had their money cut and said it'll go back up when you get in the Champions League, they'd work harder to get back in the Champions League, wouldn't they? It's just,
I feel like we're the only club that pays these high wages for poor performances. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the only club that does it. Like, we need to sort of revamp everything. The whole book has to go out the window. Do you know what I mean? We need to stop having players on the sort of wages that they earn. Do you know what I mean? They need to be earning.
Like you say, like they need to earn it. Not just get given it, they need to earn it. And do you know what? It annoys me. Like I put a tweet today out saying that for the last 4 games of the season, I don't want to see Willian put an Arsenal shirt on again. Don't want to see it. It's not like I've got anything against him per se, but let's get your Reece Nelsons in, or do you know what I mean? Players that want to play for the club. Exactly, man. Like what we know what Willian can and can't do. Yes, there's because of Spurs slipping up yesterday as well. There is still an outside chance that we could catch up, and because the league is that weird, we may even still be able to get 6th place. It's so bonkers. But I'd rather blood the youngsters in and get those players used to playing for Arsenal and because they're going to want it, aren't they? We've said this so many times. They're going to want to play for the shirt.
Yeah,
you know. And even if it gives the other guys just to kick out on the backside, maybe that's what they need.
Yeah, it's true. You know,
what's the harm in seeing Balogun? What's the harm in it today against West Brom? What he can't do any worse. He can't do any worse.
Exactly. You know, like no disrespect to Lacazette, but he's running down his contract to leave, or we're not giving him a new contract. No point in playing him. Why not play Balogun?
No, Bernd Leno's come out and said he doesn't want to be at the club anymore. Right, see you later then. Bye. You know.
Danny Ceballos, bye. You know.
Bye. Yeah, you're alone. You're alone. That's the one that gets me. Right? I really thought Ceballos this season. I thought that was a good deal when we first got him at the beginning of the year. I was like, yeah, he's had a year. He knows the club inside out. But then I'm like, but now he's holding back. We got Joe Willock's gone out on loan. He's scoring goals for fun at Newcastle. And people are saying he ain't good enough for it. All right. He might not be able to get into our team, but if he's scoring goals in the Premier League, he's got to be good enough, isn't he? He's got to be good enough in the league because he scored against Spurs, he scored against Liverpool, you know, and Ceballos hasn't done the business for us.
He's only young. For me, I think we loan Joe Willock back out again. Do you know what I mean? I think we loan him out for another season, maybe leave him at Newcastle for another season, see how well he does with a whole season ahead of him, and we sort of our decision from there, because we've got to remember he's only like 21. He's got a lot of time.
And like you say, that's the only way we'll be able to judge him as well on a full season. People slaughter him saying he ain't good enough for us, so he can't get in our team. He hasn't had a chance to have a run. Do you know what I mean? You know, how can you judge him on the few games that he's got?
Yeah. You know, like some people, some like players, they take a certain amount of time to
Rob Holding, man.
You know, some players don't go at 19. Some players go at 25. Some players it takes 28.
Look at Mo Salah. Mo Salah flopped at Chelsea, went away and come back at Liverpool. It's absolutely different player.
There you go. You know,
and like I say, look at Rob Holding. He's taken, you know. So I saw someone today having a go at him, saying because he said well done to Bolton for getting promoted. They're like, you haven't apologised to us. You shouldn't even be in our team. You're rubbish. I'm like, hang on a minute, you obviously don't watch football well enough. A, he played for Bolton, so he's going to say well done. And B, that guy walked into our first team, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
There you go.
It's just.
There you go.
It's just. It's so frustrating being a Gooner at the moment, isn't it? Because I want to wear the shirt with pride, man. That's all I care about. As long as I can go out in the day and say I'm a Gooner. But if I do that, people say, "Who do you support?" And I go, "No, I Arsenal support." Do you know what I mean?
Look, we love Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? And that's the only reason why we're here ranting, and that's the only reason why we've taken time out of our day to do this video. Yeah. So anyone says any different, it's lies, mate. And do you know what? Let's go on. Say that last thing, and then I want us to switch tact.
No, I was just gonna. I was just gonna say, man, like what I was going to say now. It's gone. It's gone. What I was going to say, it's gone.
Sorry, mate. Bring it back up anyway. I was going to say to you, yeah. So what do you think next season? Yeah, because this season's done for us. We might as well. What's left? Yeah. 4 games. Who we got?
Yeah. West Brom, Chelsea.
I think Palace.
Brighton, isn't it?
Brighton. Yeah. So we've got 4 games left. Season's done. Next season, we've got no European football. It looks very likely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got less games, so we won't be playing midweek.
Yeah.
Do you think this team could get top 4?
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because based on the league as it is now,
yeah,
I reckon we could, because the league is quite tight and narrow. Apart from the top 4, I reckon we are all still. I mean, look at Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a really weird league. Yeah. I think next season. I do think without European football and being able to rest, if you manage the team properly, I reckon you can push for top 4. If you don't push for top 4, then there is something wrong, because, like I say, you haven't got the distractions. Do you know what I mean? So
we've got a good enough squad. Like, I know I ranted about the squad, but they're playing. They're going to be playing once a week, surely. Yeah. Surely, surely. Like, because I'm like you, John. I'm done. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just trying to pick out a positive that we can look at. And the fact we're not going to be in Europe might be a bonus for the squad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But knowing our luck, I think we'll probably scrape into top 6, maybe. Do you know what I mean?
We'll get that. We'll get that dodgy that dodgy third competition and go into that Europa Conference League or whatever it's called.
Can you explain this? Because I don't know about this. I've heard a bit about it. I can't understand it. I've never seen it. When was this created? What channel did it
was great. It's going to be on something like Quest or something. Do you know what I mean? On one of the dodgy Sky channels. And it was thought up. I think it was thought up last year, and it comes into place next year. But so it's. I don't know if years ago we used to, obviously, because we're all Gooners, we had the European Cup and its Cup. So we always had 3 European trophies to play for.
Yeah.
And so they've decided that is a good way of making more money. So, yeah, everyone that finishes, I think it's 7th in their league or respectively, they get. Yeah. You broke up then. I missed that, mate. Go again.
I said, is this UEFA creating this?
Yeah, it's UEFA creating it for that. So, and it's like, so like in the Champions League, when you finish 3rd in your group, you drop down into the Europa League, didn't
you? Yeah.
Well, the team that finishes 3rd in the Europa League group drops down into this league.
This is hilarious.
It's going to be player 2, and we're going to be in it, and we're going to have to try and take it seriously. Do you know what I mean? And the weird thing is, right? Just imagine, right? We could get that for finishing lower than Spurs, and Spurs have no European football whatsoever, and they'd still be able to take the mick out of us because we're in that rubbish league. It doesn't ring true, does it?
What place do you have to come in to get into this?
I think it's 7th.
Are we
I
even going to
mean,
make?
I don't think we will. Do you know what? I think we'll struggle to make eighth.
Yeah,
And that's just the thing now. Like you say, I'm done, and I'm not done with Arsenal. I'm done with this season. That's what I'm done with. The season can finish now. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Season can
Uh,
finish because, like you said, you see the semi-final you watched, the emotion was taken out of it for yourself. I sat there
yeah,
after the game. Do you know that I haven't watched any Arsenal news? Nothing up until now.
no.
Coming on, I haven't watched anything. You know, like I went the other day. I played a bit of FIFA with my boys on Friday night, and a couple of my boys, the Gooners, they were just going ranting, raving. I was like, mate, I've been trying to avoid Arsenal. Please, like, let's play FIFA. Yeah, I don't want to hear
Yeah, let's just focus on that.
yeah, that's because obviously I took the opposite sort of thing. Like it it hurt. Do you know what I mean? Even
Yeah.
though we didn't deserve.
Oh yeah, hurt. Yeah,
It burnt me, man. You know what I mean? Because that performance right there, which I should have just expected it anyway, because that's how we've been performing all season. Toothless, no nothing.
Yeah.
We just turn up and the players get played, the players get paid, and they go about their business. That's been us all season. But I thought, maybe, you know what? Maybe all we needed
we only needed 1-0.
Yeah, maybe, but we couldn't even do that. And that sort of pissed me off so much, mate. I was just like, you know what? I don't even want to hear about Arsenal. I don't want to hear anything about. Do you know what I mean?
And I was exactly the same. So, like I said, the nerves and the emotion, and everything weren't there during the game. Afterwards, I was seething. I was absolutely seething. I wanted to go on Twitter and do a video and rant, and I knew that if I did it, I'd look really stupid. It would just be so like I'd be garbling and it'd be rubbish and it'd be what everyone else was saying. I wanted to really take my time and think about it, but like you as well, I wanted to go and lick my wounds. I'd had enough. I didn't want to be an Arsenal supporter in that moment because I just thought, why am I putting myself through this when the players can't be asked? Like I say, they're walking off. They're not. I mean, Smith Rowe was done his feet. He gave everything. So players like that, I've got time for, man. But and it was just. That one hurt. That one hurt more in some ways than the Naeem final where Naeem lobbed Seaman, because that was a boon-goggling kick out of nowhere. This, like you say, it got to half time and I was thinking this is 0-0 all over it. We don't even want to get a goal. We're trying to nick a goal. We should be trying to push for it. That's what we should have been doing.
Yeah.
And I tried to flip it around and say the other day I was thinking, so if we had it the other way around and the results were the other way around, we would have said, okay, 0-0 at home in the first leg, not great, but at least we stopped them from scoring. And then we'd have said 2-1 away, oh well, we were unlucky, right? If you looked at just the results. But it wasn't. It was the performance in that game. And the home game was so, you're like...
You knew what you had to do. Yeah? As players, you knew what you had to do. Score a goal, mate.
Yeah.
Score a goal. Where's the goal?
And Aubameyang, I know he's just coming back from malaria and he hit the post and he hit the bar and whatnot, but I do feel a bit sorry for him. I still think he's not getting enough support. But so that comes down to the manager side again. You know, and his substitutions, he might have been fading, but you still keep Aubameyang on, don't you? You don't bring him off when you need a goal.
100%. That's, you know what, when I saw that, I thought, do you know what? I can't even back you, mate. Like, as in, when people are asking me, this is your guy, Arteta. Do you know what I mean? He's not my guy. It's what it is that sort of sacking manager sort of life isn't for me. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Whoever comes in, I'm gonna support them wholeheartedly. That's why I'm not into all this Arteta out, Arteta in, Arteta out. Do you know what I mean? And someone comes in and already, you know, like those certain supporters we had already that once Arteta got the job, they were already on his back.
Already on Arteta out, wasn't it?
You know what I mean? That's the sort of spirit that I'm not trying to get into. Bad performances,
Exactly.
bad sort of management. I get it. I get you saying
Yeah.
Arteta because that's up to you. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
once I think people with those agendas that are already like, oh no, this guy ain't good enough, that guy ain't good. Give him a chance because we support this club. We got to back them wholeheartedly until they mess up. At
Absolutely,
least.
man. Yeah.
Come on.
And I don't. What really bugs me is these people that are saying, I really hope Arsenal lose today because that means Arteta will get a sack. I couldn't care if Jose Mourinho might be my manager. I still want Arsenal to win the game and then come out and attack the manager. I don't want him there anymore. I don't want my club to lose any game, even a friendly. I don't want to lose. Do you know what I mean? Because to me, you're not a supporter of the club if you want your club to lose. You've got some other, I don't know, social media agenda or whatever. You want to make out there and making rants and all that sort of stuff. You ain't that's not. You don't want your club to lose just to get rid of your manager. You can have your opinions about the manager and like. I mean, I'm the same as you. I don't. Whoever is in charge of my team, I will back them until I think you can't do the job. Until it becomes patently clear that something needs to change.
Not good
because. But I can critique, and we can critique them, and we can say, I think you're doing this badly. I think you should do that more. That's fine. But to come out like you say and attack him personally, or to say Arteta out for the minute he walks through the door, that ain't good enough, man. Do you know what I mean? It's just, and that gets me more wild up than some of the performances on the pitch, to be honest.
So I'll tell you what, yeah. Since we're talking about sort of this sort of subject, what do you think then about this Daniel Ek move with the takeover? Because do you think that now the Kroenkes might up and sell up because they haven't got European football? They're making a loss, and next season they're going to make a bigger loss. Really, us being out of Europe.
Yeah.
Do you think that Daniel Ek and the consortium might get in there?
I think the Daniel Ek thing is probably PR stunt.
Okay.
But I do think, and not PR stunt in terms of like raising his profile and that, but I think it's just to try and shake the Kroenkes a little bit. But I think that the actual collapse of this Super League hurt the Kroenkes more than the fact that we're not in Europe. Because I don't think that the European thing means anything to them. Because I think they had that European Super League in their mind the whole time.
Yeah.
So I think the collapsing of that and that whole taking away the American sport model side of it, I think they might turn around and go, well, what's the point in us doing that? That's what we were aiming for all along. If we can't have that, now we might get out of it.
Yeah. And that will be great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But obviously, us not being in Europe surely is the icing on the cake, really.
Yeah.
Like you said, the whole thing is, I agree with that. Super big thing. I'm sure that they probably had it in making the 2, 3, 4, 5 years. We don't know what they've been doing in the back there. But the fact it's been gone, maybe they sat there and thought, okay, but we can still get Europe. Do you know what I mean? But we can still get Europa League, so it's a bit.
We still get a little bit of money. Yeah.
Europa League done, Super League done. Hopefully they're done.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Hopefully they're. So do you think that the Daniel Ek thing, he's not being honest about it? Because I saw the Thierry Henry quotes when he was talking about he has met up with Daniel Ek and he is an Arsenal fan and he's serious about this.
So, what worries me, Ant, is that they're saying all the right things, but I'm old school. I remember when Michael Knighton tried to take over Manchester United. He made all the noises, dressed up on the kit, did headers and volleys on the pitch, and then disappeared because he didn't have the money behind him. I don't know if Daniel Ek is going to actually have the full backing that he needs, and he's brought those guys on board to try and smooth it over with the. It was a really weird thing for me that he just went, oh yeah, I'll buy the club, he did it on Twitter. It's like, well, we haven't said we're selling it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why have you just done this? Surely you wouldn't. That's not how you conduct business, and that doesn't sit well with me. There's something not quite. I mean, I would love it in as much as he's, like you say, he's a fan. If we had a fan in control of the club, that would be nice.
Yeah.
But it's so weird, isn't it? Because like I remember when Danny Fitzman and that were in charge of the club, they were the ones pushing for Kroenke. You know, you had what's David Dean wanted Alicia Usmanov, who's gone off and he's part of the Everton backroom now, and he owns Everton now. So it's just, I think we just have to be careful. Who obviously we want someone in that's just got a feeling for the club, and the Kroenkes just haven't, have they? You know, it would just be nice for someone. So it doesn't even need to be associated with Arsenal, but just someone that's associated with English football that knows, or even European football. You know, just someone that's got a feeling for it.
Someone that wants to win as well. Do you know what I mean? Someone that wants to win, because look at City. Their owners probably don't know nothing about football before they came in. They just like
the feeling of winning.
Have some more money. Win more.
I heard someone say the other day, Arsenal got the only American in the world that doesn't like winning. I mean, you think about Americans, it's all about winning, coming first. We won. And he's just sitting there going, I'm all right, just count my money. There we go. Do you know what I mean?
That's winning for him.
That's winning for him, isn't it? Yeah.
He's winning, mate. Billionaire sitting there with his wife. Billionaire.
Dodgy, it's dodgy wig.
Oh, mate. We sit here making videos, suffering, mate. Talking about, I just want to win. You know, like.
And this is the other thing as well, right? There are a ton of other clubs in the 92 league clubs. There are a ton of them that are sitting there going, "You boys are moaning about the fact that you've just lost a European trophy semi-final, and like Newcastle can't even get to an FA Cup final and all that sort of stuff." Do you know what I mean? So I know it swings and roundabouts, and it's different things for different clubs and that. And we are privileged to be where we are. I mean, who would have thought we'd even got to the Europa League semi-final a few months ago, when we were playing dreadfully in December, you know.
But it's okay to say that, but the reality is I don't want to sound spoiled, but I don't support you.
Exactly, yeah.
I support Arsenal. All my are in Arsenal, and I get it. You've got your clubs like your Fulhams and Norwich and people that go up and down, and do you know what I mean? They're not living the high life like we're living, but got our own issues, mate. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean,
does it?
I can't worry about what's happening with Newcastle down up north. Do you know what I mean? I'm worried about Arsenal.
As long as our boy Willock's doing all right, I don't mind what's going on up there.
Willock, yeah, that's it. That is it. Man.
So we've just
it's been a crazy old week.
We've just had the 10-minute timer come up, and right. Mm-hmm. So the last time we talked, it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I said I had a bit of a doozy of a unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
Right. My unpopular opinion is that the Invincibles spoiled football for Arsenal fans. Right? And I tell you why, because we watched that side, right? And now every other football side, not even Arsenal, but every other football side is judged against that team.
Yeah, can't compare.
Right? Can't compare. And so and that's why we are so reactionary. That's why our fans of football are so reactionary now, because it's like with Liverpool, the minute we sit there every season, don't we? Well, not this season because they've been rubbish, but whoever's challenging for the title, we are waiting for that first time that they lose their first game of the season, that we can be like, there we go, that's our record still intact. And it's just made us like. So I think personally, it's made Arsenal fans especially even more reactionary, because we hold ourselves up against that team. So I think they spoiled football for us. And my tongue is planted firmly in my cheek there.
No. Look, I'll give you that, mate. That is your unpopular opinion. And look, guys, if you lot have got any unpopular opinions,
Or you want to slaughter me for mine?
Come with them, or you want to slaughter John for his. Is it true? Did the Invincibles ruin football for Arsenal? Yeah, slaughter him.
And this
Fine.
I'm open for it. But this is the thing. This is what we've got to do. We've got to laugh now, haven't we? We've got to push that to the side now, and we've just got to open our because. I'm going to watch. Are you going to watch the game tonight?
Yeah. I'll watch the game tonight, mate. But
you can't. It's like a drug, isn't it? You can't go cold turkey with it.
I can't. You know what I mean? It's like a bad man. It's. You know what I mean?
It's an abusive marriage, isn't it? Yeah.
Beats me up, throws me down the stairs, and I keep coming back. You know what I mean?
But he loves me, really.
He loves me, really.
and all your friends are saying, leave him, he's not good for you. He's like, no, he loves me, I know he does. He's going to come good.
Hey, Jim.
Arsenal, we're in the corner cowering. Arsenal over there with a leather jacket on, faggot on, earring, going, yeah, all right, no, don't worry about that.
100%, mate. Listen, don't be wrong, though. Listen, we could win 10-0 and I wouldn't care. Do you know what I mean? I'm not bothered. Like I said, I'm done with the season. I'm still going to watch Arsenal because, like you said, we keep getting drawn back.
Season, yeah.
But we could win 10-0. Not going to be there going, yeah, we're back. The season's done. We've got 4 games left. And yes, we deserve it with the performances.
Yeah, the table doesn't lie, does it?
No.
You know, and I'm going to watch him, but just to see if he does, because if he still picks, I keep picking on these players, but it's because of who they are. If he still keeps picking Willian and Ceballos, then it means he's not looking at the future. He's not thinking about the best thing for Arsenal Football Club, because even if we'd got through to the Europa League final, even if we had done that, I would still be saying in these games, blood those kids now, and save your main squad for the Europa League final against Man United. That's what I would have done.
To be fair, he's been decent with the whole Matt Ryan thing, playing him because he knows that we've got nothing left in the league. You know what I mean? That I'm happy about, because don't get me wrong, Matt Ryan's not the answer, but neither is Leno, man.
I tried so hard to like him, but there's just something missing with Leno.
You know, like let's not get into it, but we've spoken, and anyone that has been watching our videos for a long time knows about the whole Leno thing. Do you know what I mean? We both wanted Martinez to stay. Leno wasn't that good enough. Do you know what I mean? And I still don't think he's that good enough. He's got no footwork. He's a good shot stopper, but that's it for me. Not good enough.
I mean, that's a given for goalkeeper. You've got to be a shot stopper, otherwise, what you're doing there?
But in 2021, you've got to be able to use them feet, mate. Yeah,
you've got to, haven't you?
But yeah, man, let's up, and it's been a good episode, man.
It's been good to get rid of it all. Get it all out now.
Let's get it out, and we will catch up before the end of the season, mate.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll do one next week, if not a week after, definitely. Yeah. Before we go, quick prediction for today, then.
Quick prediction today. I'm not hopeful, but do you know what? Actually, I'll say 3-0. I think we'll win it.
Do you know what? That was tickling me as well. 3-0. It's Big Sam. We were at home this one, haven't we? Because we smashed them away, didn't we? So it's at the Emirates. I'll tell you what. I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to go 5-0.
5-0. I don't think crazy like that's going to happen, and everyone's going to go online and start saying that performance.
We're back.
On
this is what we needed.
I am useless. Balogun hat trick.
And then everyone will be on his case. Where were you on Thursday?
Here we go. No, listen. Let's see this. Let's see this season out.
Yeah. Watch it just peter out to nothing. Literally, all we've got left is to finish above Spurs. If that, I mean, if we've turned into Spurs by wanting to finish above them, that's, it's not even that. I can't even look at that anymore. I'm just like, let's just win whatever we can do, and then we'll start next season.
That's it. That's all we can do, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
all right, fella. Well, good to talk to you again, man.
Yes. Always good talking to you, mate.
And we will get back because we've got a couple of games left. I think we should try and get every week now rather than every 2 weeks. So hopefully we'll schedule something for next week, fella.
Yes, definitely. I'll try and get it as well, man. But yeah, that's
cool.
Wrapping up.
Nice one. Cheers, everyone. Go and enjoy the West Brom game if you can. Remember to tag us in on Twitter at Gooner Armchair,
at Gooner Gospel.
# Going Great Guns, and we will see you when we see you next. Enjoy your football.
That's it.